Welcome back to another Whip Check.
To be here.
Today we're putting a spotlight on the 2024 Chevrolet Silverado EV. We saw those YouTube reviews you sent in, Consumer Reports, the StraightPipes, autofocus.
Yep.
And our goal is really to get under the skin of this electric pickup, figure out what makes it tick.
Exactly. We've got a range of views here, haven't we? Detailed testing, fleet angles, that high-end RST model.
Right.
So we'll try to distill the key takeaways, maybe highlight some of the surprising bits, and just understand where it fits in this whole EV truck scene.
Especially with the competition already out there. Okay, let's get right to it. The Silverado EV, it wasn't exactly first out of the gate, was it?
No, not at all. Consumer Reports made that point. Rivian was quicker, and Ford, well, they leveraged the F-150 platform for the Lightning pretty fast.
But Chevy took a different route.
They did. A clean sheet design, as Consumer Reports called it. So, yeah, maybe a bit later to the party, but we'll let them design it as an EV from scratch.
Optimizing things maybe, battery placement structure. Potentially, yeah. Instead of just adapting an existing gas truck design.
And their rollout, the StraightPipes pointed this out, they started with the work truck model first.
Which is interesting, right? A different tactic. A lot of others went for the consumer trims first.
Targeting fleets initially, though?
Seems like it. You know, durability, essential features first. The RST, that's clearly aimed at individual buyers later on. More bells and whistles.
Gotcha. Okay, let's talk power. The battery, the range, huge topics for EVs, especially trucks. Consumer Reports tested an RST, massive battery.
Yeah, 205 kilowatt hours. That's substantial. EPA rated at 450 miles.
Which is a lot higher than many electric SUVs for comparison. Suggests serious range.
And what's really interesting, autofocus hinted it might even do better in the real world. They saw, I think, 475 miles on the display at full charge.
Huh. So maybe Chevy's being a bit conservative with the EPA number?
Could be. Managing expectations, maybe, depending on driving conditions and all that.
The StraightPipes mentioned this idea of gas-ish range perception, especially for towing. That feels pretty critical for a truck, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. The last thing you want is range anxiety when you're hauling something heavy.
Right. Hunting for chargers.
Exactly. They did note the truck is smart about it. It adjusts the range display based on driving, on towing weight. That helped.
But does it hold up when actually towing?
Well, that's the catch. Consumer Reports found the range dropped significantly, like down to about half, 50%.
Oof. Okay, so impressive unloaded range, but towing still takes a big hit.
It does. But that huge battery, over 200 kilowatts in the RST, like autofocus noted, similar to the Hummer EV. It gives you a lot to work with when you're not towing.
And the charging, fast charging capability.
Yep, DC fast charging up to 350 kilowatts, which is great. And level 2 up to 19.2 kilowatt. Plus, autofocus mentioned that future ability to use Tesla superchargers with an adapter.
Ah, that would be huge for usability. Access to that network.
Definitely a big selling point if when that happens reliably. Addresses a major EV concern.
Okay, let's shift gears. The size. Consumer Reports flagged the weight, nearly 9,000 pounds.
It's a heavy beast, yeah. Almost entirely down to that massive battery pack.
Which gives you the range, but must affect how it drives.
Well, it's got the power. The StraightPipes clocked the work truck at 510 horsepower, 615 pound-feet of torque. So it moves.
But maybe not as snappy as some rivals. Consumer Reports seem to suggest that, especially in sport modes, maybe the weight dampens that initial jump.
Plausible. Weight definitely plays a role in dynamics.
Yeah.
And the StraightPipes did that. Neutral drop test.
They did, which is kind of wild.
And apparently the truck just took it. Speaks to the drivetrain maybe being pretty robust.
Still, that weight, probably noticeable day-to-day handling, maybe even tire wear long-term.
Good points. It's a trade-off for that range capacity.
Let's talk features. The e-trunk, the frunk, sounds pretty useful.
Yeah, Consumer Reports liked it. Proper storage space, tie-downs, bag hooks, even a 120-volt outlet.
And cup holders in the trunk.
And cup holders. And drain plugs.
Yeah.
Tailgating ready, apparently.
Okay. Adapting truck utility to the EV platform. Though the StraightPipes did say the opening is maybe smaller than the Lightning's, and the latch is lower.
Minor points, perhaps, but shows differences in execution. It's powered, though, open and close via button, fob, or inside.
The tailgate, too, powered down, integrated step. Consumer Reports like those touches. Standard tonneau cover and spray-in liner, too. Practical stuff.
Definitely. Though the StraightPipes raised a valid point about the bed design. It looks quite integrated. Meaning if you damage the bed itself, repairs could be more involved, potentially more expensive than a traditional separate bed. Something for heavy users to consider.
Okay. And then the midgate. That's a throwback.
Totally. Like the old Avalanche. Consumer Reports highlighted it, fold down the back wall, extend the bed into the cab.
Super versatile for long stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but the StraightPipe said the work truck doesn't get the folding part.
Correct. Makes sense for the more basic fleet model, but for the consumer trims, it's a big differentiator.
And power outlets in the bed. Sounds like a generator on wheels.
Pretty much. 420-volt plugs, plus a 240-volt one. Both CR and the StraightPipes talked about this power-based capability.
Running tools, camping gear.
Or even, essentials in your house during a blackout. That huge battery makes it genuinely useful.
Let's move inside. Spacious cabin, familiar GM infotainment, according to Consumer Reports.
Yeah, they said it's comfy, but maybe not luxury SUV level. The focus seems more on the EV tech itself.
RST gets nicer touches, though. Leather, soft console.
Right. While the work truck, as the StraightPipes showed, has that durable rubber flooring. Practical.
The infotainment controls. A mix.
Yeah. Consumer Reports noted hard climate buttons, which is good, but lots still on the screen. And the big thing is the Google operating system.
Ah, right. No native Apple CarPlay or Android Auto mirroring.
Exactly. That's a big shift for GM. You get Google Maps built in, app downloads. But if you really like your phone mirroring.
Might be an adjustment. Or an annoyance for some.
Could be.
What about visibility? Any issues there?
Consumer Reports mentioned a few things. Thick A and B pillars, maybe the rear headrests blocking the view a bit.
Common complaints in big trucks sometimes.
True. Also, the shorter hood apparently changes how you perceive the front when parking. And, weirdly, no convex passenger side mirror.
That is odd. Most vehicles have that now.
Yeah, quite unusual. Might take some getting used to.
And sounds. Artificial noises.
Yep. Artificial driving sounds, you can turn them off, thankfully. And a pretty loud pedestrian warning sound, according to Consumer Reports.
A safety thing, I guess.
Right. And the StraightPipes noted some pumped-in engine-like sound in tow haul mode, trying to replicate that feel, maybe.
Storage inside. Pickups always need good storage.
Seems like a strong point.
Yeah.
Both autofocus and the StraightPipes mention plenty of it, including under the rear seats.
Good. Always useful. Okay, driving experience itself. Standard running boards.
Yep. Consumer Reports said they're standard, likely needed because the battery raises the truck up. Heavy doors, too, apparently.
And tech, like Super Cruise.
Standard on the RST, yeah. Hands-free highway driving. Big feature. Autofocus highlighted that, too. And standard active safety systems across the board.
That's good. What about driving modes, like one-pedal driving?
Autofocus covered that. It has one-pedal driving using the regen braking when you lift off the accelerator, and a paddle on the wheel for even stronger regen.
It helps with range, right?
Definitely. Standard EV stuff, but well implemented, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, and no start button.
Really? How do you turn it on?
Just press the brake pedal. That's it. The truck wakes up.
Modern. Okay, let's get to the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Price.
Yeah, it's significant.
Yeah.
The RST Consumer Reports tested just under 97 grand.
Wow. And the work truck.
The StraightPipes put the starting prices around $73,000 for the lower range, maybe $78,000 for the 450-mile version.
And the RST is expected to be even higher eventually.
They estimated closer to $105,000. Autofocus also mentioned figures around $100K, so that $39,000 price point talked about way back when.
Yeah.
Not even close, it seems. It's definitely positioned at the premium end. Makes that comparison. The StraightPipes drew with the Lightning important, especially for work truck buyers.
Absolutely. Any other, surprising little details that stood out?
Well, that whole front tailgating thing with the cup holders and drain plugs was pretty clever. All three reviews mention that.
Shows they're thinking about how people actually use trucks beyond just hauling.
Right. And the generator capability, powering appliances during an outage, that's a genuinely useful, maybe even surprising feature for many.
The neutral drop test was certainly surprising.
Yeah, definitely unexpected. And autofocus pointing out the lack of a power button, it's a small thing, but different.
So wrapping up, the 2024 Silverado EV, it sounds like a really compelling package overall. Impressive range potential, especially that RST.
For sure, that range is a headline feature.
And versatile storage with the e-trunk and the midgate, a real blend of sort of traditional truck function and EV innovation.
It does seem like Chevy's serious about being a major player here. From the fleet work truck right up to that loaded RST.
What really stands out is maybe that focus on range, trying to tackle that anxiety head on.
I think so. That and the sheer utility packed in the power outlets, the storage solutions, it's thinking beyond just the drivetrain.
Hopefully this whip check has given you a clearer picture of the Silverado EV based on these first looks. There's obviously more to learn, like long-term reliability, real-world towing.
Absolutely. These are still initial reviews. We'll need more time and data for the full story, but it's a strong start.
Definitely worth diving deeper into those reviews if you're considering an EV truck. See how the different trims stack up for your needs, you know? The work truck versus the RST. Very different machines.
Totally different targets. One is about utility, the other about premium features and tech.
Well, if you found this whip check insightful, please do hit that like button and subscribe for more analyses like this one.
Yeah, let us know what vehicle you want us to unpack next in the comments below.